All right, let's get into a fantastic short story today from the one and only Munshi Premchand called The Kashmiri Apples. Now, on the surface, this is just a super simple story about a guy buying some fruit. But trust me, as we unpack this, you'll see it's actually a powerful lesson about trust, about deception, and really about the small choices that shape the world we live in.
We all know this one, right? It's practically burned into our brains. And that exact idea is where our story kicks off. The narrator, you see, he's an educated guy, totally bought into the modern science of health. He's all about vitamins, proteins, and, you guessed it, the amazing benefits of apples.
And here's the question that really sits at the heart of this whole thing. What happens when that simple, everyday act of buying something healthy turns into a masterclass in getting cheated? This story is all about that gut punch moment of disillusionment.
Okay, so picture this. Our narrator is just wandering through a loud, crowded marketplace. He's not really looking to buy anything. He's just taking it all in until something catches his eye. You've got to understand his mindset. He's living in this era where people are suddenly obsessed with the science of food. He's thinking about how tomatoes, which people used to ignore, are now a huge deal. Carrots? They used to be for the poor, and now they're on fancy dinner tables. And apples? Well, apples have been proven to be the ultimate health food. So for him, buying an apple isn't just getting a snack. It's like an investment in his own health.
And then he sees them. A perfect pile of these gorgeous, rosy apples. The sign says they're from Kashmir, the best of the best. They just look incredible. The temptation is instant, driven by how beautiful they look and that promise of good health. So he's hooked. He walks up to the fruit vendor, ready to buy some. But what happens next isn't just a simple purchase. Oh no, it's an act of complete, and I mean complete, trust. Just look at how this plays out. He doesn't just buy the apples. He actually hands his own handkerchief to the vendor and says, "Here, you pick them out for me." He literally outsources his own judgment. Then he pays the guy and just walks away, doesn't even look. He just assumes the best in people and gives the vendor the perfect, unchecked opportunity to do whatever he wants. So he gets home, and being a disciplined guy, he sets the apples aside for breakfast the next morning. You can imagine he's really looking forward to this healthy, delicious treat. But, well, reality is about to come crashing down, hard. He takes out the first apple, and it's rotten. There's a spot the size of a coin that's just completely decayed. At first, he's charitable, right? He thinks, an honest mistake. The shopkeeper probably just didn't see it. But then he grabs this second one, and it's half rotten. Okay, now the suspicion starts to creep in. Come on, one bad apple might be an accident. But two, that starts to feel like a pattern. The third apple isn't rotten, but it's totally squashed, like it's been crushed. That feeling of being cheated is getting stronger now. Any hope of finding even one good apple in the bunch is just fading fast. And here it is, the final blow, the fourth apple. It looks perfect on the outside, but then he sees it, a tiny black hole. He cuts it open, and the inside is just a mess, full of dark spots, totally worm-eaten. Not a single one of the apples he bought was edible. The deception was absolute. So this is the moment the story pivots. It goes from being this personal, frustrating little story to a really deep commentary on society itself. The narrator's disappointment just morphs into this profound sadness for the world around him. And this is so important. It was never, ever about the money. The few coins he spent were nothing. What really hurt him, what really got to him, was the intentional dishonesty. He saw it as a sign of moral collapse. The vendor didn't just sell bad fruit. He took a moment of simple human trust and poisoned it, all for a tiny bit of profit. And this is what really drives home his disillusionment. He starts thinking back to a time when shopkeepers had integrity. He even remembers this one time he accidentally paid with a big coin, and the vendor came running after him to give it back, even apologizing for the mix-up. That world of basic honesty feels so far away compared to this guy who knowingly sold him rotten apples. And boom! Here it is, the core lesson of the entire story. The narrator has this huge realization. He wasn't just a victim here. He was kind of a participant. By being so careless, by not even bothering to look, by trusting so blindly, he created the perfect environment for dishonesty to happen. He basically made it easy for the vendor to cheat him. You have to remember, Premchand wrote this story about a century ago, and yet
wow, does its message feel more relevant today than ever before? It's just this incredibly powerful reminder about the world we live in, and maybe more importantly, our role in it.
And this is really the question the story leaves us with, isn't it? It turns the mirror back on us. In our own lives, when we're shopping online, clicking agree on terms and conditions we never read, or just sharing news without checking if it's true. How often are we trusting blindly? How often do we, just by not paying attention, create that perfect opportunity for deception? This story isn't just about bad apples. It's a warning to all of us to be aware, to be vigilant, and to hold each other and ourselves accountable. So, if this story got you thinking, we'd love it if you'd like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into some incredible literature. Make sure you hit that bell icon so you don't miss our latest explainers. Thanks so much for watching.